Welcome to another episode of Jim's Allotment Garden. So, as we're in the greenhouse, I'll start in the greenhouse. As you can see, today it's been 40 degrees in the greenhouse with all the windows open and the door open and everything. It's been absolutely sweltering today. Tomatoes on this side have started to grow, as you can see. However, they're still looking a bit spindly. Not quite sure still why they've gone like that, but that's life, I suppose. On this side, the tomatoes are looking really well. I've got some tomatoes coming down here. As you can see, there's plenty of tomatoes. Some at the back. It's quite unusual that I've only got 3 fruit trusses. I mean, they've basically got to the top of the sticks now, and I've normally got 4 fruit trusses by now. That's the 3rd fruit truss on that one. So they're not as they normally are. This one's got 4 fruit trusses on, but as I say, they've reached the top of the sticks now, so I'm going to have to either cut them off at 4 fruit trusses, or I'm going to have to let them go above the sticks. So I'm constantly pulling out little side shoots at the moment. They seem to be quite keen on throwing the side shoots out at the minute, but these ones at this end are really quite pitiful. They've not, this one here in particular, I don't know if this just hasn't happened up this end for some reason. However, the cucumbers have gone, I don't know if you can see down there, we've got two big cucumbers on there. There's one there, you can see a couple over there, and then there's 2 on that plant there. 2 on that one behind, so we're doing really well for cucumbers. Ironically, the cucumbers have done really well at this end, and they tend to get sort of weaker as they get up to their end, and the tomatoes are the opposite. They've done really well at their end and not so well at this end, so I'm not quite sure. It can't be the soil. Anyway, if you got an idea of why these tomatoes look like this, and then tomatoes of the same type, they're all money maker. I've got this one here, look, which has got to be about 4 foot tall. Nice fruits on it. I don't know if you can see that. And yet this one is next to it. Again, is a money maker, but it's got one cherry-sized tomato on. Not quite sure why. They all get watered the same. They're in the same dirt, same soil, same temperature, same greenhouse, same light. And yet that one, along with the others round it, just haven't done as well. So anyway, been busy today constructing all of this, which is for the grapevines which are going to go in. As you can see, all of this has been made today, so the grapevines are going to come along these poles here. There's a special video on the grapevine, so I've not actually planted them as of yet. I should be doing that tomorrow when all the paint's completely dried. But look out for that video. It'll be called Grapevine Special. It'll be out in the next couple of days. Some more beans that I planted the other day. The first ones really should have gone in the ground now, but unfortunately, as you know, the rabbits had those. Some more sunflowers to go in. The chives have done quite well. I shall be putting those out in the next week or so. Some lettuce leaf that I've not put through yet. The squash has done really well. This is almost doubled in size in the last few days, and that's a winter fest. As you can see that, Chris was kind enough to give me that, so that will go in. Some spare tomato plants and some leeks that I haven't put in, but I don't think I'll probably bother with those now. Herb, the border has gone absolutely balmy. The mint and the lemon balm here, as you can see, has got to be 3 foot tall. The hollyhocks at the top are in bud. That's the 3rd year they've been there. They're even here as well. Look at the front, and there's one at the back there. They're beautiful when they come out. The lavender, still not doing very much, but I shall possibly pot them up shortly and try and grow them on. The competition pumpkin is thrown itself over, so hopefully I shall get a nice big pumpkin on here growing. I've actually turned the bin round because it wanted to go that way to start with, so I've turned him round so he's going that way now, and I shall hopefully get a flower on here that I can, there's one there coming there, look. Hopefully that will reach over to here with the pumpkin. So that's the herb border that side. As you can see, it's terribly dry. We've had almost no rain now for about 2.5 to 3 weeks. The sage is taking over basically. The oregano at the front here, that's actually mint, that's oregano there, is being pushed right out by everything else, so I could do with putting that back. I know I've probably said that before, but I just haven't got around to it. The rosemary, again, that needs a haircut before too much longer because that's sort of going overboard. Some more oregano there. You could probably hear the water butts filling. I've resorted to filling the water butts with the hose pipe now, so I've run out of rainwater. I've got 2 water butts here connected together with a copper pipe, so basically if I fill one, the other one fills, so that's mainly filling as we speak. Apple balm at the, lemon balm at the back, that's growing merrily. Right, here we've got some little, I don't know if you can see those, there's some little carrots coming. They've been in about a week now. They look like, actually look like tomato plants there. Well, as I say, I've got some carrots coming. There's a few weeds in there, but they're carrots. They're carrots. So there you go, there's quite a few there. So you can see the rows of carrots coming. You can see there's a row. So they're coming through. These are the spring onions. So I don't know if you can see there. That's a spring onion. Here, so they're all coming through. And here we've got the there's 2 rows of rocket there, and I'm not quite sure. I need to wait for a little bit. I'm not quite sure which ones are weeds and which ones are rocket. But there's a row of lettuce leaf there, salad leaf there. They're coming on. I shall start to pick them very shortly. Some of those beans that I was telling you about, they really need to go in there. Some of the bits and bobs that never went in. These are the Josterberry bushes. No, all the others are actually in fruit at the moment, but this year, because these are cuttings that I took the back end of last year, I'm just going to let these to grow, and then I'll decide where to put them. The asparagus, as you can see, is probably about 7 foot tall now. It's got these little seed pods coming on it now, so they'll fall and make some more plants. Right, the raspberries have gone absolutely ballistic over the last few days. We've already picked probably about 7 or 8 kilos of fruit off these. And as you can see, as quick as we pick them, more form. So we're absolutely inundated with raspberries and strawberries at the minute. So what I've done is I've actually left these for a couple of days, because what we're going to do is pick them all in one go, and we're going to make a load of jam with them tomorrow. So here are the yellow ones. So they'll all go in and we'll make a big batch of jam tomorrow. so more raspberries. So we'll get all them picked. The onions are doing really well. There's a few weeds in there that I need to get out. But as I say, I've been watering these every other day because it's been so dry with the hose pipe, as I explained last time. And so they've really benefited from that water. The couple that have gone to seed here, I've pulled the little seed heads off so they don't go any further. But I'm quite pleased with the onions this year, they're doing quite well. So in the first tunnel, there we go. So there's the purple sprouting broccoli that I showed you going in last week. And here the first row of peas amongst the weeds that I'm not overly impressed with, to be honest with you. And here just showing, as you can see there, I don't know if you can see, there's one there, they're the second row of peas. And last time I made a video showing you me putting them in, so this is how to put peas in. So up this side of the tunnel we've got spinach at the back, which is the perpetual spinach, which are these large leaves here. That's doing quite well. And then here we've got spinach beet, which is a similar plant, but it's a little different. But that's growing quite well. I've got a couple of holes in the row, but that's doing quite well. Particularly at their end, I seem to have a massive gluttite at their end. Now these, this third row here, these are the turnips, and if you can see, I don't know if you can see in there, little turnips, that's a purple colour. So they're probably about 1.5 inches across now. I could really do with thinning them out, but what I'm going to do is wait till they're of a reasonable size, and what I'll thin out, I'll eat. So I'm just waiting for them to get big enough for me to sort of make a little meal out of, and then I shall pull them out. As I'm pulling them out, it'll be thinning them at the same time. So you can see that one there. That one's probably a couple of inches across now, so they're doing quite well. But they're the ones that you can actually crop them within, I think, 6 weeks of planting them. So you want to eat these reasonably young. You don't want to eat them. I left some last year to go. Probably about 10 weeks, and they get a bit woody at that point, so you're much better off eating them young. So sunflower at the door there is doing quite well, along with the others that we're week. So they've been in about 2 or 3 weeks now, and I've also got some nasturtiums at the front. The sweet peas, as you can see, there's just one flower in there at the moment. My father's actually bought me some rings to put these up, so I haven't got around to doing it yet, but what I'll do is I'll sort of, the rings go round the shoot and then round the stick as well, to encourage them to go up the stick. So this week I'll find 5 minutes and I'll come up and put them on. As I say, the sunflowers are a couple of foot tall now, so they're really going for it. Some more nasturtiums, another sunflower, they're the brassicas, the green broccoli at the front, it's probably about 2 foot tall now, and then the green, sorry no, got it wrong, purple at the front and then green at the back. So they're all growing merrily. As I say, I'm not watering them. You're much better off with brassicas to let them find their own water if you possibly can do, because they develop stronger roots if you do that. So just here we've got the pumpkins at the front and the courgettes at the back. Fortunately, somebody's had a go at this one. I don't know if it's birds or what. It's not slugs, but somebody's had a go at it anyway. So they're watered a while ago. I've got some more sweet peas at the back here, climbing up. Hopefully they're going to climb up the side of this tunnel and make it nice and pretty. This is some spinach that was here last year. Obviously I've left one of the roots in that. Anyway, that's still growing, so I need to pull that out. But they're not doing too badly. If I can just quickly show you up here. Sweet peas all the way along, and then I've got some sunflowers also at the back here. Again, I'm watering these every other night just to make sure that they develop. But they're about 2 foot or so tall. These end ones here look like they've been nobbled by something. But the potatoes, a bit of a mixed bag at the minute. We've got at this front here, I think they're a bit dry, to be honest with you. I'm tempted to water them, but when you water them you also encourage slugs, so it's a bit of a catch-22 situation really. But as you can see, I've got a dark green area over there. These are all the same potatoes, they're all kestrel. I've got a dark area over there, which are obviously doing well. There must be nitrogen in the soil there. And then these ones here are pale. So I'm not quite sure why these are products, like they're almost lacking in something compared to the others. The parsnips have done well. These are the ones that we thinned out last time, and they're starting to thicken up. So they're forming quite strong plants. This is the beetroot. Got a few spaces, but I seem to have a row of red beetroot there. This is white beetroot. That seems to be okay. And then these two rows of Swedes. When they get a bit bigger, I need to thin them out. But they're coming on all right. A few weeds between them, but they'll survive. So here we got the beans, and these are going ballistic at the minute. I've pricked out like I showed you last time. No, sorry, I haven't shown you last time. This is going to come up next. The one thing I like about gardening is it doesn't matter how long you've done gardening for, you can always learn something new. And a tip that I picked up this week is when you're, as you can see, the runner beans have reached the top of the stalks now, the top of the sticks. And what you need to do, or what's advised to do, is when you get to the top of the stick, if you nip out the growing tip, so if I take out, I don't know if you can see that, but if I take out that last little bit, like that, then what that actually does is it encourages the plant to throw up more runners from the bottom, and therefore you'll get more beans. So I didn't know that until the other day, but I'm going to try it this year. So basically what they say is, as soon as it gets to the top, leave about 6 inches and then nip out the bud. So I'll take that one out. Take that one out there. These ones, where are we? I can probably take that off there. Oh, a bit more than I wanted to. Never mind. So as you can see, you just leave a bit sticking above the top, and then I'll just take the top out of that one, and then what you'll get then apparently is you'll get more shoots coming from the bottom of the plant, working their way up, and then you'll end up with more flowers, more beans, all good. So again, here, that one there, I'll probably take that one off there, so I'll just squeeze this. It'll probably be easier doing this with both hands with a pair of secateurs or a pair of scissors or something, but as I'm showing in the video I've only got one hand, so. And again here, look, there's a couple. I'll just take that off. I've not done this before, but I must admit my beans in the past have been a bit top heavy, so I normally get quite a lot of growth at the top of the cane, so this is probably why, because I've never known to do this before. So where's this one coming from? Oh, there, so I'll just take that top bit off. So there you go. So hopefully, oh my god, no, there's one that's nearly escaped then. Just take that one off there. There you go. And then these will throw up, as I say, more shoots from the bottom. The way I grew the beans is the front row, as you can see there, I grew probably 2 months ago, and most of them are sort of starting to get to the top now. These ones at the back, which are obviously a sort of metre shorter, those were put in about a month later. I did put some seed in the ground, but none of that came. There was just the odd one. I think the slugs had that this year, to be honest with you, but I always grow them in pots in the greenhouse, and then as soon as they're ready, put them out. I will be putting a few more in here just to thicken it up a bit at the back, because some of them have not grown particularly well, so particularly in the middle there. But those are the beans. So since that video, I've pricked out about another half a dozen along the row to bring them up from the bottom, so get some more runners. So here we've got calendulas just coming into bud along the front, and then here Swiss chard is coming through. I've been watering these every other night. The leeks really haven't changed much since we were last up here. Again, they're being watered. And then we've got kohlrabi. I don't know if you can see, there's one there. So the kohlrabi's coming. Again, it looks like a brassica with a heart-shaped leaf like they all do. So it's only when it gets a bit older. And there's a nice calendula that's come out. This will all be orange hopefully in a couple of weeks' time. They soon flower. So that's the Swiss chard, the leeks, and the kohlrabi, the 3 rows. I need to water those in a minute as soon as my barrel fills up. Beans have done particularly well at this end of the row, along with the weeds. I seem to be pulling out loads of weeds here, but this is where the water lies over here, so that's why the beans like it. The corn, as you can see at this end, it's doing really well. But at this end it's not doing as well, and I think that's down to the lack of water, so what I will do is give these a bit of water in a minute when I finish the video. So the ones at that end, as you can see, are doing quite well in the dark green. These ones are paler, which normally tells you that they're lacking in something. Now this is the other side of the potatoes, and it's nowhere near as good as over there, particularly this bit here. Now this is because it flooded here about a month ago, and I think that basically a lot of the potatoes rotted in the ground, and the ones that did survive haven't really recovered properly, so that's why this is looking a bit poor over here. It looks much better from the other side. So what I intend to do, now it's dried out, is I'm going to put a few more seed potatoes in here. I know I'm really late, but better putting something in there than leaving it bare. This little bit here, I'm going to dig all that over, and that's where the squash is going to go. Still getting a bit of bindweed through the path here, so I've left that on there so I can spray it with some weed killer. You've already seen the sunflowers. This is the other side of the onions. You can see the weeds. The weeds here are quite bad. I've already weeded these 3 times this year. I've had a lot more weeds this year than I've ever done before. I'm quite surprised how many weeds we've had, and it's seemingly little teeny weeds coming out, and then within 2 weeks they've grown to a foot tall and started to flower and seed, ready for next time. So I really do need to get all these out before they start to seed. As you can see, we haven't got a breath of air at the moment. It's been stiflingly hot today. This is the other side of the raspberries. Doing well. In the middle there, there's a different variety of raspberries which are only just coming into flower. Now the strawberries, the raspberries we've been picking about 2 or 3 kilos every day or so. These have not been picked for 4 days, and you can see how many there are. There must be about 6 kilos of fruit on there that need to be picked. The strawberries we've been picking about 2 kilos a day for the past week, and as you can see over there, I don't know if I can zoom in, there's some all ready to go for tomorrow, so I'll be picking those tomorrow. As soon as you pick them, there's more to pick, so it's keeping on top of it really. But these cages that I made have been an absolute godsend. It makes it so much easier to, rather than faffing about with bits of net, you know, you literally just need to pick this up, pull it out of the way and away you go, and then put it back. It's literally a 2-minute job now, so I'm so glad I've made these fruit cages, because it just makes it so much easier to get into the fruit, and obviously it protects the fruit. So we've picked about 2.5 kilos of strawberries and about probably 4 kilos of raspberries. Nothing goes to waste. The chickens will have the bits that we don't want. If you're wondering what I do with these, there's a number of things. Eat and mess obviously is an easy one. Just mix it with fromage frais and some meringue that you can buy from a shop quite easily. Or a lot of the time what we do is we liquidise the raspberries and the strawberries together and make like a mush, if you like, and then we freeze that in the freezer and make lollipops out of it, or just freeze it and then freeze them as they are. So you can't freeze strawberries very well, but raspberries will freeze. Put them on a baking tray, freeze them in the oven, then as soon as they're frozen, freeze them in the freezer. As soon as they're frozen, take them off the baking tray and put them in a bag so that they're loose when they're frozen, so you can get them out easily. Or failing that, just get some jelly and put them in a jelly. So now my water butt's filled, I shall carry on watering the garden and watering the greenhouse and everything else. So I hope this video has been of some interest to you. Please list your comments below. Anything you may have a question on, or you'd like to comment on anything I've said, please do so. And thank you for watching another episode of Jim's Allotment. After me saying that, look, breath of fresh air.